Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. So I'm making this video. As you can see, I'm no longer wearing hijab. I'm making this video solely because I know that there's going to be a lot of questions, and I'd rather just answer them in a video, and hopefully, inshallah, that will kind of lead to less amount of questions, maybe. I know that I don't have to explain this to anybody solely because it is my decision. I'd just like to reflect that before I start saying anything. But I feel like I kind of owe it to some people, and because I know I'm going to get asked regardless, and I would rather not cut around the corner and just say it's personal reasons, even though some people can feel that that's enough to give to people, and that's perfectly fine. So basically, a few months ago, this has actually been almost a year of me pondering whether or not I should keep the hijab on. I started wearing it about a year and a half ago, and at the time I thought that I was wearing it for God, but I also was wearing it for identity, because as a white Muslim convert, you don't really have much of a Muslim identity unless people know you, or unless you're famous, or something along those lines if you aren't wearing a hijab. And so I started wearing it in order to kind of build my Muslim identity, which at the time I thought was okay, but it ended up building into such a big thing that turned me into like my scarf, and people only saw me as my scarf. I didn't think of people actually seeing me. I completely changed, and it was not good, and I've gotten to the point where I've kind of disconnected from my faith because I've kind of built up around Muslim women and me equaling hijab, when that's obviously not true. So I've gotten to the point where I feel like I'm not doing my duty as a Muslim by my own. A lot of what I'm about to say is really reflective of what Dora had said in her video when she had stopped wearing hijab, solely because we do have similar feelings on it, and I would rather work on being a better Muslim than wearing hijab when I'm sitting here pondering about it every day, whether or not I should be wearing it, whether or not I feel like I want to be wearing it, all these different things that have just kind of built up, and it's so frustrating because I've gotten to the point where it's just like I'm more worried about my outfit, or like, being so superficial that like praying has been a chore to me. And I mean, I started trying to pray more, and then when I prayed more, it was like my heart wasn't in it, and I feel like I've really just lost my faith in some things, and it really makes me upset. Like, there's been a lot of emotion that has gone behind this decision, and I feel like it isn't fair for me to continue to cover and have a Muslim identity as recognized outwardly when I don't feel like I'm acting the part that I'm portraying to people, if that makes any sense. And while I understand that there isn't any necessity to prove my piety to anybody except for to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I feel like I have to prove to myself that I am, doing my job as a Muslim before even attempting to wear hijab. There's so many things that I didn't even build a base for when I first became Muslim, and then just dove right into hijab like 4 months after converting, and it wasn't the right order of things to do. I got to the point where praying just wasn't as important anymore, where me quoting Quran quotes was like enough, which is, astaghfirullah, like make dua for me, because it's just been a mess of a time, and I've tried and tried and tried to do things differently, to be better about different things, to wear my scarf tighter, or do these things, or, and like me even dressing more modestly or changing hijab to be like more modest or something along those lines really just hasn't worked. It's been even more stressful, and I still haven't returned back to the state where I knew why I wanted to be Muslim in the first place. and I want to get to the point of why I loved my religion so much before, and now I'm to the point where Muslim to me has turned into a scarf. Me being Muslim has turned into a scarf. And, you know, some people are going to be really upset and ask me a million different questions about it. Some people might be disappointed in me. Some people might see me as a failure. Some people might be happy that I'm not wearing it anymore. And, I mean, if you're happy about me not wearing it anymore, I kind of want you to think twice about how, you know, you care about me and things like that, because it's really kind of defeating any, like, purpose of actually caring for me if you want me to be unhappy. I would say that I will probably in 2 weeks' time be a lot more comfortable with myself. I'm currently very insecure about a lot of things, and a lot of them have been created because of me wearing hijab, and I honestly feel like I need to work on those things and reevaluate myself before I start wearing hijab again. I don't plan on this being like take it off, take it on, take it off, but I do need some time to become a better Muslim, find my base in my religion before I start wearing hijab again, because I do hope, inshallah, to wear it again. And I mean, if you have any other questions or anything like that, feel free to ask me. I know it's probably gonna happen anyways, but I don't, you know, appreciate anybody kind of judging me for this. I have no control over what you do as people in regards to this information or about me changing myself. But remember that if you're backbiting because of it and everything, remember that's on you and not me. Inshallah, I hope that none of you do that. I think it's kind of awful, as we've learned through Islam. And, you know, inshallah, I'll still, you know, I don't feel like I've completely lost myself as being Muslim. I definitely feel grounded in staying Muslim, obviously, but I feel like I need to take a step back from what I see as not as important in comparison to praying on time, making sure that I'm praying 5 times a day, doing the things that are necessary, and that are fard for us, like the pillars of Islam, before wearing hijab, which is obligatory to some people and, you know, recommended in other people's minds. So, inshallah, I think I've answered all the points that I think that I need to make. But I hope this all reaches you in good health and state, and I wish everybody the best. And yeah, that's about it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody.